I am gonna show y'all a bunch of things I can't get enough of. These are interior trends. They may not be current trends, but they are to me. I love them and I want to implement every single one of them into my house. I have a Pinterest board just called Things I Like, and I just dump everything that I like for that day, week, month. And a lot of it right now is home decor, and one of the main things on it is a floor to ceiling patterned room. And I went over this a little bit in my last video talking about Lucy Williams' home that has a room full of wallpaper on the ceiling, everywhere, every nook and cranny. And I just think this is so cozy. I wish I could do this in my own house. I just love it. I think it is really interesting. It's not done that often nowadays, I feel like, especially in America. But I have a bunch of pictures saved on my Pinterest that are either striped, gingham, buffalo check, floral. I love it all. I want my headboard to be floral. I want the drapes to be floral. I want my walls to be floral. I love it so much. There are a lot of examples on Pinterest where the whole room is striped and I love it. Sometimes it can feel a little circusy, but for the most part, I feel like it just looks very regal. I think if you choose a neutral color like green or a yellow or a taupe, it can be really relaxing. Even if you do, like Max Hurd in my last video, he did a striped orange room. I think that could be really cool. I think it's so interesting. I know I already said that, but I just think it's so interesting. It also kind of goes into my next trend that I love, which is curtains or drapes behind your headboard on the wall. This is such a cool thing to me. It feels very bougie, like a nice hotel, and I feel like a lot of English people do this. Luke Edward Hall, who I mentioned in my last video, who I'm obsessed with, he has this in one of his houses, and he has little sconces sticking out of the drapes, and I love that. And even better if you have a picture hanging or poking out of the drapes. That is everything to me. And this is actually really easy DIY if you just have some curtains and have like tracks on the ceiling or on the wall, top of the wall. Put the curtains up, it looks like it's attached to the wall somehow, or the ceiling, I guess. I kind of am tempted to do this in our bedroom. The way our bedroom is set up, we have to have our bed against the window, which is kind of unfortunate, but I think if I chose different curtains and got a track, that would look really good. Also, another thing with the track, I've seen people do it on all four sides of their bed, and they put curtains around it so it looks like a canopy bed, but there's no posts, and I really want to do that. I think that's really cool, and I might do that. That's an easy DIY, super easy. As I was saying with Luke Edward Hall's house, he has the little sconces sticking out of the curtains behind his bed, and I really want to do that. Even if you don't have electricity running through that wall, or like wiring through that wall, you can still do this. If you have outlets, you just get plug-in sconces and then the curtains hide the wires, and it just looks like you have a really bougie, bespoke bed situation. And if you can get curtains and a lampshade that match, that's extra bonus points, because that would look incredible. I also love this theme in living/dining rooms. I would do this in a heartbeat if our living room wasn't so long. Our house is just like one long room. Our dining room's connected to our living room, so I can't really do this. I can't separate the rooms by patterns, but if I could, I would. I also have seen curtains that are sheer but the same pattern as the walls, and I think that is really nice for a living room. It feels less heavy. I think if you're in a bedroom, you can get away with having like thicker curtains where the light doesn't come through, but I think that would be a little much in a living room. You gotta have some more light, natural light coming in. The next trend I love is stacking pictures instead of hanging them. I'm not the biggest fan of a gallery wall and don't know why. It's just not my favorite thing, but stacking pictures I like a lot more. I feel like it allows the wall to breathe. Gallery walls, in my opinion, can feel a little cluttered, but the stacking I think looks a lot cleaner, ironically, even though they're kind of like clustered together, and it adds more texture and depth to the space. And if you rent and you're not allowed to put holes in your wall, this is a really easy renter friendly option. And if you add in little pieces, like one big piece of art and then little pictures that have touches of those colors in that big piece of art, I think that looks really good. Or like the same color frame in one of the other pictures. I also really like this on chairs or side tables. I love chairs as side tables with pictures placed on them. Anything that's not hanging a picture I think is really cool. And I have that pretty much everywhere in my house, in my bedroom, and then on my fireplace. I just love it. Speaking of stacking things on top of each other, a chair that serves no purpose, its only purpose is to hold something. I love it. I don't know if you can see, but I have this chair back here and it's just stacked with books and it has art above it and I love it. No one can sit on it. It's just for show, but I think it's so pretty. And I've always had that in every apartment I've lived in this house. I like one chair that is just for show. And you can show off your favorite coffee table books. If you don't want to put them on your coffee table, stack them up. I also think art above a chair is really cool. I'm not sure if it was shown in my last video, but Beata Heyman's house tour, she shows this trend that I love, and it's putting postcards in art on the little ledge of the frame, and I've been doing that a lot. My mirror over here has a bunch of postcards. I just think it adds a little element of fun. I have art over here on this credenza that has a postcard in it. I think if you have a lot of postcards and you don't know what to do with it, stick it in a little piece of art. I feel like it adds texture, and if you have a postcard that has similar colors to the actual art piece, it just looks so good. It also adds visual interest, especially to a mirror. This mirror I have on our fireplace, it feels kind of empty if I didn't put them there, and I need texture in everything. And that adds a nice little bit of texture. Speaking of postcards, I love a full fridge of postcards and magnets. I have been doing this on our fridge and I just think it's so fun. It adds a lot of interest to your kitchen. Our kitchen's very plain. I'm trying to redo that right now. But if you have like a super simple kitchen that's maybe it's modern, you live in a modern apartment and you want something a little more fun, I think a fridge full of just memories and drawings and postcards and magnets is so nice. I also love a bulletin board filled with stuff, or if you have kids, you can put their drawings on it, and I think that is so sweet. Especially if there's smaller photos that you don't really want to frame. I think adding them in all together, it's kind of just like a giant scrapbook for your kitchen. I have two paint colors that I love and I use in everything, and I need to share them with you. The first one is what our walls are painted in. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's like a green, blue, gray called Contented by Sherwin-Williams, and it is a dupe for Mizzle by Farrow and Ball, which is what Matilda Goad's house is painted in, and I did copy her 100% and painted our living room this color. But I think it's like the perfect neutral if you are someone who hates white walls like me and you need color, but you also don't want to change your mind or get sick of it in a few months. I think this is the perfect neutral color because it's really light. Like it almost looks, I don't even know, like gray in the camera, but it is green and it goes with pretty much any color you put in it. Like our couch is this like warm golden color and everything else is a color in here, like this floral. Oh, don't mind the baby bottle. I was feeding my son. But anyways, like it goes with everything. This is like black and red and a bunch of different colors. My chair's blue. So it's a good neutral. If you're looking for a little color, a little fun, but you don't want to go too crazy, try it out. The second color is Smolier from Sherwin-Williams. I have so many pieces in our house that are this color. Our dining set, like the table and the bench, is painted in that color. The legs of this coffee table are painted in that color. Our mirror on the fireplace, painted that color. It's like the perfect neutral. I am not one to buy a ton of warm wood. The floors in our house are a dark wood. They're kind of a neutral. They're not that warm. So I figured I need like elements of warmth in my house without it being just all wood. I'm not really into that. That's more like mid-century, and that's just not me. But I figured I need something that's not too colorful, but still adds a little color, if that makes sense. And this is like the perfect shade in my opinion. It goes with everything. Like there's no color you can put next to it that wouldn't look good. Another thing I love, stripes, if you couldn't tell. There's something about a stripe that I have never and will never get tired of. I don't know what it is. It's just a stripe. There's nothing crazy, but I love them, especially navy and red. I love a striped wall with a picture frame that's also striped, but in the different orientation. So if the wall's vertical stripes, the picture frame's horizontal stripes, I think that's so fun. And again, I mentioned in the last video, Beata Heyman makes mirrors that are striped, and I want one so bad. But again, easy DIY, and I kind of want to do it. But I love a striped wall with a mix-matched striped element, whether it's a frame, a mirror, a painting. I think it's so cool. Another trend I love, which is becoming way more popular nowadays, is a pop of red. I think red goes in every household. Even if you have a super modern house with like no color, add in some red and tell me it doesn't make you happy. This chair back here is like a tomato red, and then my TV console is red, and then this, you can kind of see it right here, this little shelving unit is also bright red. I love it. I think it goes so well. Because again, I don't love wood, so if I can get a furniture piece that's not wood or it's painted wood, it's gonna be red. Because I just think it goes with everything. I love it. I've noticed a lot of people on Pinterest use a floral fabric to put underneath their kitchen sink or bathroom sink, or even around like a open-faced credenza, which is actually exactly what I want to do. I have this white credenza with 4 sections in it, but there's no doors, and I kind of want to cover it up because it's kind of like a junk drawer right now. And I want to put like a little tension rod and then 2 like cafe curtains. I think that'd be so fun. Again, another DIY project I will film at some point. I would love to do this in our bathroom. I definitely am going to keep on the doors to the little vanity because I have a son who is growing every day, and one day he's going to be a toddler and he's going to be getting his little hands on everything. So I think if you want to avoid having just a curtain as a door because you're kind of scared, completely understand, I would keep the doors on and put the curtain over it. If you can find like little hooks or something, or like little tension rods. I'll have to look up exactly how you're supposed to apply like a cafe curtain to like a vanity, I get like the base of a vanity, but you can still make it safe while looking good. And there's so many ways you can go because it really just takes probably maybe a yard or 2, maybe 2 yards of fabric, and you can get any pattern you want, and it's a really good way to implement color into a space. And if you're renting a house like I am, it's a really good way of hiding cabinet doors that aren't so cute, because our bathroom cabinet doors are a little dingy looking. It needs a little upgrade. I've been kind of doing this in our house. I painted my son's windowsills this like tomatoey red, and I've been noticing a lot of people on Pinterest have been doing that, and I love it. I think it's so fun. I think if you're renting like me, maybe don't do it on every windowsill because then you're just gonna have to repaint it. And if you want to do that, go for it. I wish I could do it to every windowsill in this house, but it is really fun if you don't want to paint the whole walls of the room. Adding the windowsill, like a pop of color, maybe a pop of red or blue or green, I think that's so pretty, especially in a bedroom. Like if you have a pillow on your bed that has purple in it and you want to take that purple and put it on the windowsill, looks so good. It adds so much interest to the room. Speaking of beds, I've noticed a trend. I don't know if this is a trend, this is just a thing that everyone does. Instead of having your pillows facing up, like setting them up, having them lay flat like you would when you're sleeping on it, have 2 of those pillows and then 2 Euro-sized pillows in front of it, and then maybe a lumbar in front of it. I love that look. My husband actually got me Beata Heyman fabric for Mother's Day, which is tomorrow. Happy Mother's Day. And I'm planning on making 2 Euros for our bed and then having 1 lumbar in front of it. I also have a Liberty fabric. Let me just show you. I'll go get them. Okay, these are the 2 fabrics I'm going to use, which I'm really excited to do a video on this. This is the Liberty fabric I'm going to make a lumbar out of. And then this is the Beata Heyman fabric, which is insane. It's the palm drop. And I'm so excited. I'm going to make 2 Euros and have a headboard be floral. I posted a picture on my Instagram of the theme I'm going for. And I'm very excited, so stay tuned. I think those are all the trends I'm loving right now. A lot of them aren't anything new. People have been doing it since the dawn of time, but they're just what I'm into as of late. And I want to put them all in my house. Let me know what trends you're liking. If you have any Pinterest boards you've been saving, let me know. I want to follow them. So I'll see you guys next time.